Chapter 9. The discussion on the fruits of karma. That day was Thursday. It was sunrise time and the hour of planet Jupiter. Sri Tirumala Das and I were in a room in deep meditation. A fine ray of sunshine entered our room. When the sunshine entered our room, we returned to consciousness from meditation. Wonder of wonders. In those fine rays of sun, both of us saw the form of Sripada Srivallabha at the 16-year-old, witnessing the most holy and utmost auspicious form of Sripada Srivallabha as a lad of 16 years is undoubtedly only on account of the generous grace of the great Lord. That splendid, auspicious form gave darshan to us for a second and then disappeared. The chickpeas that we kept as an offering to the Lord turned into metallic pieces by the rays of the sun. That was amazing as well as irksome. I was worried mentally whether the appearance of the Lord was a sign of His grace or whether the change of the chickpeas into metal pieces was a sign of His breath. Then Tirumala Das began to tell, My dear Shankar Bhatt, this afternoon you can start for Kurvapuram after accepting my hospitality. The permission of Lord Datta has been granted. Lord Datta seeks alms in places of Datta during the midday hours on Thursdays. This time is very auspicious time. Then I said, Sir, we have been spending time recollecting Shridatta and with the narrations of the episodes of Shridatta. It is painful that the chickpeas given as an offering turned into metallic pieces. Kindly remove my doubts and make me fulfilled. Tirumala Das said, My dear, after some centuries, when Kali Yuga advances, atheism will become rampant. The Lord, through various strange and astonishing miracles, will destroy atheism and will establish theism. He will thus bless living beings. In the incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha, Lord Datta will grant the seed form of the programs for the establishment of Dharma in the future. Consciousness in the metal lies in a dormant state. In the metallic stage, life exists only internally. Due to various chemical actions of the metals, life emerges. The mind exists in the life as an inner ingredient. The consciousness in this early life form is in a semi dormant state. You can clearly see this in the trees. A man who consumes narcotics experiences this state in his body. Nature, which expressed itself as this early form of life force, develops as part of the evolution and learns to function through the mind. This state can be seen in animals. An animal, after complete development, is called a man. In him, the mind works with its full strength. In this mind, a supramental mind transcending the ordinary mind also exists. It is beyond the mind. Man can become a perfect man through yoga. He can activate the Kundalini force lying at the Muladhara center and take it to the Sahasrara center. There he can also achieve Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa states. He will experience himself as merged with Sri Guru, who is an embodiment of the Supreme Light. He will derive indescribable bliss in that state, and he will behave according to the wishes of the higher will. Therefore, he will no longer have any bonds of karma. The shape of that higher will is, however, unthinkable, unimaginable. It has the ability to move with an extraordinary, tremendous speed. The supra mind belongs to the great Lord only. Lord Sripada accepts millions of prayers every moment. He replies to every righteous prayer if it is bound by dharma. He remedies the troubles. He grants every just wish. If the speed of the mind of a man is the speed of a tortoise, the speed of Lord's supra mind exceeds comprehension and is tremendous. Even the speed of light cannot match the speed of his supra mind. Any small prayer of a man or any living being reaches his countless rays of brilliance. He is the support for all visible and invisible forces. The luster in his world is nothing but the cluster of brilliant rays emanating only from his ever shining body. It has the brilliance of countless of millions of suns. Compared to his brilliance, the combined brilliance of millions of stars and planets shining in millions of universes is like the light of a small candle torch before the sun. My dear, this is the real and exact nature of Sripāda. That formless and attributeless Lord who has infinite strength, infinite knowledge, and infinite permeation took to the human form as Sripāda Srivallabha because of his infinite grace on creation. To understand this, man should become a complete Siddha, the divine form of Sripāda Srivallabha. Just as the evolution of man towards divinity is inevitable, God also comes down to lower stratas by condensing his infinite powers. This is called incarnation. This is a continuous yogic process. Once truth is established in creation, it works naturally and effortlessly. Sripāda Srivallabha, a personification of the truth, knowledge, and infinity, is a supreme divine incarnation who descended with an intention to establish several divine truths in creation. He is really Lord Datta. Then I said, Sir, as I am carrying the conversation with you, many new things have been unraveled to me. The real nature of Sripada defies comprehension. I do not know how to write this divine, magnificent biography of his. I do not know with what commentaries I should write it. You said about the establishment of the truth. I heard about the establishment of ideals, but I did not hear about the establishment of the truth. Kindly explain. Then Tirumala Das said, Dear Shankar Bhatt, you are the person intended to write the hagiography of the Lord. You write the experiences of the devotees of Sripada whom you come across. You just record the things they tell. Your commentaries are not necessary. Sri Varu himself will get his biography written through you as a writing instrument. For you to think more than this is a waste. A man eats various types of food. They are assimilated on their own accord and they give strength to the man. In this procedure, there is no intervention or involvement of the intelligence of man. The responsibility of the man is limited to the acquisition of food. Afterwards, the duty of healthy body is to internally cook it and to give the strength to the body. That means earning food is a duty imposed upon you. It is a duty of the body to assimilate the food eaten and to render strength. Since man has a mind, he enjoys more freedom and he can choose to do right or wrong. But The body has no such freedom. It must then the food fit for assimilation and give strength to the body. That is a natural act done effortlessly, regardless the likes or dislikes of the person who ate the food. It means that a duty was prescribed to the body. A truth relating to it was established. An act taking place based on the principle of truth goes on automatically without our effort or will. Actions and reactions in this nature or creation happen on the basis of truth. Sunrise, sunset, seasons, and the course of the planets and stars take place like this. This is an inviolable law. Liberty was not given to them to act in any other way. The omnipresent Lord, having mercy on the living beings in this creation, relaxes the duties prescribed by him to some extent. In Krita Yuga, everything is achieved by mere will. In Treta Yuga, things are achieved by conducting sacrifices and rituals. In Dwapar Yuga, they are achieved through the deployment of mantras and astras. In Kali Yuga, Tantra Shastra has importance. In this yuga, results are achieved by using machines. According to this yuga's dharma, things has been made easy. As the strength and intelligence of people are diminishing, easier ways to achieve things have been decided. The vision of Sripada can be obtained by relentless meditation. For those who continuously chant and meditate upon Sripada for 3 days and nights, Sripada will grant darshan in flesh and blood and will bless them. If a man follows 100,000 ways for downfall, God adopts a million paths to uplift him. Lord Siddhartha carries on his administration of this creation with his incarnations and through siddhas, yogis, avdutas, and great siddhis. There is a slight suspicion in your mind, as a small seed, whether Sripada is actually Siddhartha of ancient yugas. To remove this doubt, Sripada changed the offering of chickpeas into metal pieces. Mother Anusaya transformed metallic pieces into eatable peas. He did this to remind us that he is none other than Sri Datta of Yor. There is another secret meaning in this. The planet Jupiter is in a rebellited position in your horoscope. There is a relationship between the planet Jupiter and chickpeas. Sripada communicated to you through this incident that difficulties due to the application of Jupiter are in a seed form and that he changed them into metal pieces which are incapable of sprouting anymore. Every article that enters this creation is seen by Sripada through his divine mental horizon. This is the supreme truth. Knowledge relating to the truth is well established. Therefore, there is no loss even if all the people who had that knowledge disappeared from the world. When a person who is worthy of that knowledge steps into this creation, that knowledge will come to him. Divine powers, long-lived sages, and divine incarnations belongs to the phenomenon of non-destruction. Human beings belong to the phenomenon of destruction. There is no stipulation that the phenomenon of non-destruction should conform to a particular type of knowledge, position, strength, or movement. Freedom is its nature. It is complete in all facets. It is most ancient and most modern too. No action takes place without cause. Oneness is the basis for all causes and all actions. It is above all, it is the nature of Lord Datta, that Lord Datta incarnated for the first time in Kali Yuga with his all splendid potency as Sripada Srivallabha in Pitikapuram. It is impossible even for the thousand-hooded Adishesha to vividly describe such a great Sripad Srivallabha. My dear Sripada often proclaimed that he would incarnate as Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Hiranyakashipu obtained very strange boons and it appeared as if his death was impossible. Even then, without infringing on any of the boons that were granted, the Lord took to the incarnation of Narasimha and killed Hiranyakashipu in an exceedingly unimaginable manner. The great devotee Prahlad was thus saved from Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad averred that the Lord was in a pillar in a building. Accordingly, the Lord manifested from the pillar. In Kali Yuga, many doubts abound as to whether God is there. Lord Sridatta took two incarnations to suppress the arrogance of Hiranyakashipu and to rescue devotees like Prahlad. The specialty of the Narasimha incarnation lies in proving the existence of God. Lord Sripad Srivallabha and Sri Narasimha Saraswati are the two incarnations of Sridatta who came into this universe with two important missions: to suppress the pride of those who abuse God and to protect the devotees, just like the eyelids protects the eyes. There is nothing that is not possible for Sripada. When Tirumala Das narrated in this manner, a doubt crept in my mind. I am now writing Sripāda Srīvallabha Charitamrutam on Bhurja Patra. On what type of material would people write this Charitamrutam in the future? It is currently the time of Salivahana calendar. Sripada informed that the Christian calendar would gain prominence in the future. When did the Nirjana of Sri Krishna took place? On what date and at what time did Kali Yuga commence? I would believe that Sripad Srivallabha is actually an incarnation of Datta. If Sripada writes about all these things according to the calculations of time, which would be adopted by people in the future on a leaf that would be used by them in the future. I did not disclose my above doubts to Tirumala Das. I put up posture as if I was listening to him. I smiled and looked towards the metallic piece now and then. Suddenly, the voice of Tirumala Das became hoarse. He lost the capacity to speak. While I was listening to the life history of Sripada, I heard a terrible, deafening sound. After hearing the sound, I could not hear anything and became totally deaf. Oh, within a second, I became a deaf and Tirumala Das became mute. Tirumala Das was trying to tell something, but no words were coming out from him. I could not hear even a small sound in spite of my efforts to hear. I then felt sorry in my mind that I got such a doubt, which I should not have entertained. As a result, I became deaf. Will it be a permanent disability? Oh God, what is to be done now? The offering of metallic peas formed into a sentence as Sripada Rajam Sharanam Prabhati. In the meanwhile, the chickpeas, which were kept as offerings and which turned into metallic pieces, arranged themselves to a sentence Sripada Rajam Sharanam Prabhati in the Telugu language. On them appeared a small white sheet. It became big as we saw it. It became rectangular in shape. It was thinner than the Burj Patra. It was smooth when touched with hands. Characters were being written on it in a black color in a beautiful way. They were written in the Telugu language to say the demise of Sri Krishna took place during 3102 BC, 18th day of February, during the night at 2 hours 27 minutes and 30 seconds. It happened in the year named Pramadi, in the month of Chaitra, Padhyami, of the first fortnight of the lunar month. Friday, an Ashwini star, Kali, entered after the Nirjana of Sri Krishna. I was perspiring profusely. All the water in my body was coming out as sweat. My body was shaking violently. I was certain that Sripada was invisibly present there. I thought to myself, what a misfortune! It is now only a dream that I will ever be able to reach Kurvapuram. I need not be surprised even if Sripada assumes the form of Narasimha and slays me. What can I do if he orders Tirumala Das to wash me and dry me as he does with clothes? If the Lord orders it, Tirumala Das would certainly beat me on the washing rock and would hang me for drying after the wash. Some gurus who boast themselves as wise men endowed with self knowledge as they teach the concepts relating to Brahman to their disciples also shower them with a plethora of praises with an eye on milking money from them. The disciple also conducts himself with haughtiness, proclaiming that he was praised by that particular guru. This sort of gurus and disciples are both blameworthy. It was indeed a hilarious play of Sripada that Tirumala Das, who was born in a washerman caste, was imparting Brahma Jnana to me, who was born in a Brahmin caste. Those living in the vicinity were totally engaged in their profession as washermen. They were neither discussing such philosophical things nor could they comprehend them whatsoever. Sripada Srivallabha was my sole refuge. I looked at Tirumala Das. His face was placid and shining with the luster of the Supreme. Then it occurred to my mind that Tirumala Das was a Brahmin, and I, with a sullen mind, was a washerman. The offering of peas that turn into metal pieces gradually returned to their original shape. I understood that Sripada pardoned me. After some time, that white sheet disappeared. Tirumala said, my dear Shankar Bhatt, this is Kali Yuga, is an age of metals. This age is an admixture of impurities. In compliance with the command of Shripada, I had to take birth again in Maharashtra after staying for some time in Hiranyaloka following my death. I said, Sir, did Shripada order you to take another birth after leaving this body? Please tell me that story and make me blessed. Tirumala Das said, I once took washed clothes to the house of Shripada's maternal grandfather. Then Sridhar, our Vadani uncle of Sumati Maharani, was carrying Shripada and making him play and was singing Datta Digambara, Datta Digambara Avidhuta. Shripada was a boy of 2 years at that time. Shripada was crying with joy and playing. That spectacle was very charming to behold. Then I uttered, Shripad Srivallabha Datta Digambara. Siddharvadani looked towards me. Then Sripada said, Narasimha Saraswati Datta Digambara. Thus, Sripada taught in his own style that he himself was Sri Datta in the past, that he was in the image with the name of Sripāda Srivallabha at that time, and when that image fades out, he would make his appearance as Narasimha Saraswati. Samartha Sadguru to incarnate as Shirdi Sai Baba. Sripada said, Grandfather, I want to incarnate as Narasimha Saraswati in Maharashtra. I was asking Tirumala Das to also come to Maharashtra. Sridhar Vadani was dumbfounded. Then I said, Swami, it is your responsibility to kindly take care of me in any place, in any form, and in any birth. I have a special liking for your Bal Krishna form. Sripada then blessed me, saying, Tirumaladar, you would be born in Maharashtra under the name Gadge Maharaj in the washerman caste. You will become virtuous in the service of distressed, oppressed, and miserable people. My Samartha Sadguru incarnation as Sai Baba is the garb of a Muslim will take place in the Dishela town. You would certainly obtain my grace in that incarnation of Samartha Sadguru Sai Nath. You have fondness for the image of Balakrishna. So you chant the name of Gopala, Gopala, Devakinandana Gopala. I will always grant you my darshan in your mental eye. After the fall of this present body, you stay in Hiranyaloka for some time and afterwards work for the welfare of the world as Gadge Maharaj. This is my boon for you. This is my assurance. Sri Dharvadani returned to a normal state after some time. All this was perplexing to him. In the meantime, Sumati Maharani called her uncle. As illusion completely enveloped him, he again thought Sripada to be a common boy. Then I said, Sir, I have a doubt. Sri Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that the fruits of actions are unavoidable. How would Sripada destroy karma without violating the principles mentioned therein? The results of donation and philanthropic act offered to Sadgurus, religious people, and yogis. Tirumala Das replied, Sri Krishna said that one should experience the results of actions, but he did not specify that they should be experienced only in wakeful state. They can be experienced even in the dreaming state. A karma which has to be suffered physically with the body for 10 years can be undergone through mental anguish or a mental torture in dreams within few hours. The impact of karma can be erased in that manner. Offering services and donations to religious people and yogis as well as offering services to deities also results in diminishing sinful acts. The images of deities are holy. When we render services to them, our sin would be attached to them and their virtue would be transferred to us. When we offer donations to pious people and serve them, then also this sort of transfer takes place. When we meditate upon a Sadguru, this kind of exchange occurs through the medium of meditation. A Sadguru accepts services from his disciple, and through the medium of those services, he takes the sinful acts of his disciple and best owes the fruits of his penance to them. Someone should suffer the results of the sinful acts. However, as deities and divine incarnations are of tremendous brilliance and are personification of the blazing fire, they can burn the sinful karma accepted by them into ashes. Even if we offer a leaf, a fruit, or a flower to them with sincerity, such transfers takes place mutually between our sinful karmas and their merits. The process of transfer would be directly in proportion to the intensity of our prayer, devotion, and the level of surrender. Sometimes Sripada transfers the sinful karmas of his dependents to inanimate objects like rocks and stones. By knocking those stones and rocks and through various strange ways, he would be destroying the results of that karma. I will tell a small episode illustrating this. Listen carefully. From the time of the birth of Shripada, there was a problem with the scarcity of milk. Sumati Maharani was not having sufficient milk for the child. There was a cow in their house. A small quantity of milk was needed in their house for making an offering to Kalagni Shamana Datta. The cow used to only give that much small quantity of milk, but it used to give milk to its cow to full satisfaction. This was a peculiar situation. At times, Sripada used to stealthily enter the puja room and drink the small quantity of milk kept for Kalagni Shamana Datta even before the offering was made. On such days, Sri Apparada Sharma used to offer a small piece of jaggery as an offering to Lord Datta, and he used to observe fast on that day. When her husband was fasting, Sumati Maharani also used to fast. In case he waited up to the time of Nevedya, Shripada alone used to drink that milk. The parents were feeling very unhappy that they could not afford to give sufficient milk to the exceptional divine child born to them. Penda Venkatappa Shrestri and Narsimha Varma tried many a time to donate a cow which gave abundant milk to Appal Radha Sharma. All the attempts were in vain. Appal Radha Sharma did not accept a donation under any circumstances. That was his oath. He was of the opinion that acceptance of a donation would bring sin. As he was a Vedic scholar, he used to accept rewards presented in Vedic conferences. His income from priesthood was very mere. He was conducting priesthood only to Pandya Venkatappa Shrestri and Narasimha Varma. When those two persons offered more money than what was normally given to other priests, Appal Raja Sharma used to decline such gestures. Sri Appal Raja Sharma did not accept anything even from his father-in-law, Sri Bapanaria. The birthday of Sumati Maharani was on the Kartika full moon. Only on that day, Appal Raja Sharma was dining in the house of Sri Bapanaria in the same way on Vaishakha Shuddha Tritiya, which was his birthday. He used to take meals in the house of his father in law. In the course of time, he was taking meals in the house of his father in law on Ganesh Chaturthi day also, as it was the day of Shripada's birthday. Thinking about the miserable state of the family, Sumati Maharani one day said to her husband, "My parents are well to do people. In addition, they are orthodox people observing strict spiritual discipline. I do not find anything wrong in accepting a cow from a wealthy family of our Maladi parents. We are not in a position to give enough milk to Shripada. I submit that you may consider this matter carefully." Then Appal Raja Sharma replied, "What you said is right. As Satya Rishivara is unblemished of sin, no fault is committed if a cow is accepted from him. But the approval of Dharma Shastra about this matter is essential. Many great personages said that Sripada is an incarnation of Datta. Many astonishing things are happening from the time preceding his birth up to this time. If this is the new incarnation of Datta, the cow in our house must give abundant milk and you must have sufficient milk. Not only that, our eldest son Sridhar Raja Sharma is blind and the younger son Ram Raja Sharma is lame. Shripada could free both of them from the physical disabilities. You can discuss this matter with your father or you can ask Shripada himself. But it is not proper for God to create such a complicated problem that I have to violate my oath. Sumati Maharani submitted this matter to her father. Bapa Narelu smiled and said, "My dear, this is all a play of Shripada. Shripada is skillful not only in solving problems, he is skillful in creating problems also. I noticed through yogic vision that Shripada is Danta. We have a number of cows in our house. I'm not only agreeable but will also feel extremely happy to give you a cow. Lord Datta very much likes cows' milk. The approval of Dharma Shastra is also necessary, as told by your husband. Oh, what an irony of fate! There are countless son in laws in this world who, through various means, attempt to grab the wealth of their father in laws. But my son in law stands equal for a blazing fire. We will become fools if we attempt to break his vow, unless he receives clear permission from all the five primary elements of creation. Your husband would not accept this donation of a cow. If Sripada relieves his two brothers from physical handicaps, his bond of indebtedness with your family will get severed. Datta, who is freed from debt, cannot remain as a child in your house. He leaves the house as a world teacher to uplift the world. Therefore, do not request Sripada, even by mistake, to remove the physical disability of his brothers. Everything is superservient to him. That time is under the control of Sripada. If Sripada wills, you could get plenty of milk, but the link of indebtedness with him will be lost to you. Once he is redeemed of debt, Lord Datta would not limit himself to your family. He escapes from the house to assume the role of a preceptor of the universe. If Sripada desires, the cow in your house would produce adequate milk and would give milk properly, abandoning its peculiar nature, then this problem would not rise at all. Therefore, have patience for some time. Datta, who created this naughty problem, will himself solve it. Then I asked, Sir, what is the reason for the brothers of Sripada be born with physical defects? Are there any hereditary lapses of karma relating to the family? Tirumala Das answered, My dear, Sri Dattatreya incarnated during the dusk hours. Sripada incarnated during the dawn hours. The ensuing incarnation of Sri Narasimha Saraswati will take place during midday in the Abhijit Lagna. The sportive plays of Datta are profound. Darkness spreads after dusk, and living beings remain in a sleepy condition. Therefore, the incarnation of Datta assumed full responsibility for the process of the development of yogic endeavors, and also allowed the living creatures to enjoy comfortable sleep. In thick darkness, people do not know which directions to proceed, what to do, and how to move in the process of evolution. The significance of the Datta incarnation is to achieve evolution and development in people without them being aware of it. Without any effort on their part or with little effort, living beings travel from the deep inner consciousness towards spiritual evolution in methods unknown to them. This is not limited to the earth only. Shripata arrived during dawn. During dawn, all the powers of the sun god shine forth at once and purify all creatures. Their soul is a replica of the sun. This indicates the development and awakening of an infinite variety of powers within the creatures. The midday sun is a form of fierce and terrible raging fire. The purpose of the incarnation of Sri Narasimha Saraswati is to make the solar soul spread out abundantly and freely with complete powers and awaken all living beings. This matters relate to his consciousness, which spreads all over the universe. Between the incarnations of Datta and the incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha, a long black night intervened that was full embodiment of the greater gloom, representing that the elder brother Sridhar Raja Sharma was born. After the dark period elapsed, there was the advent of the another state during which doubts, atheist arguments, tricky logics, and perverted interpretations prevailed. representing that the younger brother, Sri Ramaraja Sharma, was born. Any living creature can attain the grace of Sripada only after leaving the darkness of inertia and overcoming the mental wavering of bad arguments, doubts, and distorted interpretations. This is the secret in this. These matters concern the evolution of living beings in the universe. In addition, there were certain mistakes made by the family in their past actions. Even though Sri Apparada Sharma belonged to the sect of Vedika Vedanti Brahmin, their family had the headmanship of the village. The man of the paternal grandfather of Sripada was Sridhara Ramaraja Sharma. It was the custom of the Brahmins having administrative power over the village to affix the title Raja to their names. The word Sharma denotes that the individual is a Brahmin. Sridhar Ramaraja Sharma was the village officer of the Ainavali village. In their family, the eldest son would get the headmanship of the village. Taxes had to be paid to the zamindar, irrespective of the fact whether there was good yield of crops or the failure of crops, and it was the responsibility of the village headman to collect taxes, sometimes through court cure. Therefore, Sridhara Ramaraja Sharma had to collect taxes through violent means to comply with the orders of the zamindar, without having any regard to his personal likes and dislikes. That was his duty and dharma. But in the eyes of God, it was a sin. The headmanship was inherited by the eldest brother of Sri Appalrada Sharma. On account of the sinful acts of their grandfather, Shripada's eldest brother, Sridhara Raja Sharma, and the next eldest brother, Rama Raja Sharma, were born with a congenital physical defects. Even though Sripada Srivallabha is verily the incarnation of Lord Datta, he also had to suffer a little from the influence of the sinful act of his grandfather. That was the reason why he had to face the shortage of milk. The Lord of the universe will apply the regulations formulated by him to all. Sripada showed us the way by way of suffering the effects of karma by him also, even though he was an incarnation. Sri Pendaya Venkatapaya Shrestri and Sri Basavai Narsimha Verma regarded Sripada as their own grandson. They thought for a long while on how to solve the milk shortage problem that has been troubling Sripada. Sri Verma called Sri Shrestri and requested him to come up with a plan to solve the problem. There was some cow born to a well-known cow called Gayatri, which was in the custody of Sri Varma. Sri bought from Sri Varma a cow having all auspicious qualities. Sri Varma kept all the proceeds carefully with him. In the meanwhile, Sri Appalraja Sharma came to the house of Sri Varma to perform priestly duties. Sri Varma gave the money received by sale of the cow to Sri Appalraja Sharma on that occasion. That amount of money was disproportionately large compared to the normal honorarium given to priests for similar functions. Sri Appalraja Sharma took out of that money what was justly due to him and rejected the rest of the money. Then Shivarma also refused to take back that rejected money. He said that as a noble Kshatriya, he would not accept back the money that he donated. This dispute was referred to Sri Bapanarya. The council of Brahmins was convened. Sri Bapanarya announced in the meeting, anyone who wishes to take the money rejected by Appalraja Sharma can do so. Many Brahmins competed with each other to claim that money. It was all abnormal, obstinate matter. Then a youth named Papaya Sestri said, Shripada is not an incarnation of God. If he is God, why should this strange condition come to pass? If he is Datta, why did he not save his two brothers from physical infirmity? Certain incidents took place at random since Shripada was born. To blow them out of proportion is a crime. I am a devotee of Datta. I also obtained Sveta Karkasha from my preceptor. I am doing a good amount of japa every day. No taint would stick to me even if I accept this donation. This money may be given to me as I am worthy of it. The Council of Brahmins gave the money to Papaya Shastri. A good cow could be purchased with that money. Papaya Shastri went to his house after the meeting with the pride of victory. By the time he reached home, his uncle was in his house waiting for him. They had a dialogue for some time. Papaya requested his uncle to dine. The uncle replied that he would take meals once a year and that it was not possible for him to take meals then in his nephew's house. Saying so, he immediately left. After his uncle left, Papaya sat completely absorbed in thought. His wife came and asked, Sir, this uncle who came now closely resembled your own uncle who died last year, is it not? Papaya was aghast. He had only one uncle, and that uncle died last year. Then who was the new uncle? In what a fantasy his intellect was. Even though he had some other relatives, none of them resembled him exactly in all respects. Had he seen the dead soul of his uncle? His heart began to beat violently. Through mantras and tantras, he did not have any connection with devils and demons. Had he fallen from the grace of Sridatta, who was being worshipped by him now? Would the coming time be a bad one? The words of his uncle while departing from the house, I hope you will meet me shortly, began to torment his mind in various ways. Was he going to meet his uncle in the next world after dying shortly? His heart became heavy. He chanted the mantra, Om Dram Dattatreya Namaha. He could not carry on the meditation with a single minded devotion. He went to the Sri Kukuteshwar temple to see Swayambhu Datta. He began to meditate upon Datta. In that meditation, he saw Datta without a head. When he started to do japa, his mind was vacillating. The prasad given by the priest appeared to have been dipped in a jar filled with a poison. The priest was laughing and telling something, but Papaya Shastri heard a message that he would soon die after eating the prasad. When Papaya returned home, he did not find the vermilion mark on the forehead of his wife. He asked his wife why she removed the vermilion mark even when he was alive. She wondered as to why her husband was rebuking her even when she had a big vermilion mark on her forehead. Propaganda that Papaya lost his mental balance gained speed. Pitikapuram was full of rumors, criticisms, and canons. Papaya was given psychological treatment and treatment of possession of by spirits. He was telling that he was not mad and all that he was telling was true. People there were discussing among themselves that a lunatic also would sometimes speak logically. Papaya's wife had a good idea. She thought that this was the result of her husband's bad deed of abusing Sripada out of his ignorance. It occurred to her that it was better to seek refuge of the living Sripada shining with divine luster than to bow before speechless stone images of deities. She went to the house of Sripada. She took the boy in her arms and kissed him. When they were alone, she narrated her plight to him. Sripada then said, and all this will subside with a small adjustment. As you are like my mother, I am telling you a secret. Construct a new house without any delay. When you and uncle enter the new house after performing Vastu Puja, everything will become steady. She did not divulge this discussion with Sripada to anyone. She convinced her people, saying that the trouble plagued them because they resided in a rented house and that they must construct their own house immediately. Someone gave a 4-second pit as a donation of land to Papaya. It was immediately filled up with a great labor and expense. For the construction of the new house, all the money, gold, and valuables in the house were spent. Some money was also borrowed. Mountain rocks were brought, and they were broken into pieces and were used in the construction of the house. Papaya became healthy as soon as they entered the new house. Dear Shankar Bhatt, Papaya was passing through a period of impending death. Sripada saved him from dying at an early age. Sripada destroyed Papaya's karma by making him suffer mental torture and insult and by making him spend money. Not only that, the evil karma of Papaya was attracted into hilly rocks, and by breaking them into small pieces, the karma of Papaya was destroyed. The methods employed by Siddhas and Avdutas are very strange. Shripadaya said to Papaya, who regained his health, what a fool you are! You have no head. You are an unfortunate fellow who could not recognize the deity whom you worship sincerely, who is before you in human form as Shripada. You believe that the rocky Datta image in the Kukuteshwar temple is your savior. I am Datta who attracted the fruits of your sins into the stones, and by breaking them into small pieces, I erased your karma. I also granted you a new house. If you had reposed faith in this living Datta in human form, I would have attracted all your evil tendencies unto my body and saved you by nullifying your karma. The fruits of grace of God depend upon the mental disposition of the devotee. After this Leela of Sripāda Srivallabha, Papaya recognized him as an incarnation of Datta. The shortage of milk of Sripada was causing trouble to Sri Shreshti and Sri Varma. They approached Sri Bapanarya and said, O Radharishi, like King Janaka, you are a Brahmajnana, absorbed in the supreme even when leading a worldly life. Here is a small submission. You have to approve it. Bapanaraya replied, how can I express my approval without knowing the submission? Tell me the matter without any hesitation. If it satisfies the principles of Dharma, I will certainly approve it. Then Sri Shreshti said, I purchased from Sri Varma a good featured cow belonging to the progeny of cow Gayatri. I want to give it to our family priest, Sri Appal Radha Sharma. If that cow's milk is used for the service of Shripada, we will feel extremely happy. Nothing more than this is desired by us. On hearing the words of Sri Shreshti, Vipapanarya said, all right, send that cow to our house. I will try to give it to Sri Appal Raja. The stay of that auspicious cow in the house of Sri Appal Raja is especially beneficial both to the donor and the acceptor. The cow was brought to the house of Sri Bapanaraya. Sri Appal Raja Sharma refused to accept it as a donation. In the Himalayas, there is an area called Satopada. Dharmaraja and others have ascended to heaven from that area. A great person by the name Sri Sanchit Ananda Avduta was living there. His age was some centuries. He was the disciple of Sri Vishweshwara Prabhu. He was residing at Kaivalya Shunga. Sri Vishweshwara Prabhu told Sri Satchit Ananda Avduta that he incarnated as Sri Pad Srivallabha in Pitikapuram and that Sri Satchit Ananda should see his childhood form and be blessed. Sri Avduta visited Pitikapuram. Sri Bapanarya cordially welcomed him. He saw Lord Datta in the form of Sripāda Srivallabha and his life got fulfilled. The problem of the paucity of milk was brought before him. Sri Avduta emphatically said that Appal Radha Sharma should accept the donation of the cow and that Sripada was verily Lord Datta himself, and that with useless restriction The magnificent service of providing milk to Lord Datta should not be lost. The Council of Brahmins asked for proof to say that Sripada was Datta. Sri Avduta said that he would give evidence through the five elements. The five elements giving evidence that Sripada himself is Dattatreya. A ritual was commenced by Sri Avduta. Mother Earth gave evidence that since Sripada was Sri Datta, it was not wrong for Appalaja Sharma to accept the donation of the cow. Moreover, that which was given with love by father-in-law to his son-in-law cannot be counted as a donation. Therefore, Shibapanarya could take it as a donation from Shreshti and he would give it as a gift to his son-in-law. This was a statement of Mother Earth. After the ritual started, it rained all around except in the place of the ritual. This was accepted as a second evidence. The god of fire personally took the offering in the ritual and explained that accepting the donation of a cow was not wrong. This was accepted as the third testimony. The wind shook with terrible speed all the area except the venue of ritual. This was regarded as the fourth evidence. A divine voice from the sky announced that Shripad was in reality Lord Datta himself. After accepting the testimonies from the five elements, Appalrata Sharma accepted the donation of cow. The fruits of the cow donation occurred to Sri Shestri. Therefore, it was decided that the price of the cow should be given by Narasimha Varma to Sri Appalraja. In this manner, and in the presence of Sri Adhuta, a rare meritorious virtue became available to Sri Sheshti and to Sri Vastabai Varma. Previous birth story of Sumati and Appal Raja. Sri Avduta said, People of Pitikapuram, what sort of foolish people are you? You are unable to recognize Shripada, who is moving in front of you as Lord Datta. Worship to the stone idol of Swayambhu Datta has been going on for many thousands of years. The God who was in the form of stone idol has now become dynamic and manifested with the body as Srīpāda Srivallabha. Praying to him take birth as an avatar and then rejecting him when he took birth as an avatar is sinful. I, having many hundreds of years of age, came here to have darshan of Sripada. The famous Vishnu Datta and Sushila mentioned in Datta Purana are now born as Appal Raja Sharma and Sumati Maharani. There was a Maharshi by the name Labdha in Krita Yuga. He became eligible for Sri Datta's special grace. He prayed to Datta that he would like to see Datta as his child and would like to rear the complete Parabrahma avatar with fatherly affection. Siddhartha said that his desire would be fulfilled during Krishna Avatar. Labdha Maharshi was born as Nanda. His wife was born as Yashoda. Because of the merit they received by worshipping Shiva at Pradosh time on Saturdays, Sri Krishna grew up as a child of Nanda and Yashoda. But in the Yadava caste, Muslim developed and all Yadavas perished. Nanda was born as Bhaskaracharya with the surname Ramadagula. Then Sri Ambika was born as Vasai Kanayaka Parmeshwari. When Arya Vaishya immolated in the fire pit, at least one person remained in each lineage, but no one remained in Labdha Maharshi's lineage. So it was decided that Arya Vaishya should compulsorily remember Labdha Maharshi. When the self immolation of Arya Vaishya in the fire pit was over, Sri Bhaskaracharya went into meditation in the meditation room of his house. One of the ancestors of Sri Bhaskaracharya was a devotee of Sri Rama. Sri Rama gave darshan to the devotee once. At the same time, he had to go to serve his parents. So he asked Sri Rama to stay there till he come back. Sri Rama's footprints were clearly imprinted in their house. Mother Vasavi now appeared to Bhaskaracharya, standing in those footprints after the self immolation was complete. Bhaskaracharya wept consolably. After a few moments, a child was seen at the same place. That child was none other than Sridatta. The Lord said, Grandfather, myself and my sister Vasavi will always move before your eyes as small children. How can we stay away from you? You are the Labdha Maharshi who has taken birth on this earth. Your lineage has no survivors now. It is a common thing that happens when one does extremely great merit or extremely great sins. When you were Nanda, you acquired great merit. When there is no one eligible to be born in that great meritorious family line, that family line discontinues. Because of the great merit you received earlier, you are now born as Bhaskaracharya and have seen the incarnation of Vasava. As there are no survivors in the lineage of Labdha, you are agitated without your knowledge. I am now giving you my assurance. The Dharmadagula Vamsa in which you are born will not perish. It will run till the end of Kali Yuga. When I take an incarnation as Sripāda Srivallabha, you will have to be born as my grandfather. At that time, you will have the house named Maladi and will be known as Bapanavadanu. Maladi Vamsam also will not perish till the end of Kali Yuga. Previous birth of Samartha Ramdas, Shivaji Maharaj, and Sridhar Swami. My dear, in accordance with the promise given in Brihat Sila Nagara, these things are happening now in Pitikapuram. Shripada's eldest brother will be released from his blindness and he will become a great Pandit. After leaving that body, he will stay in Hiranyalokam for some time. Then, by the will of Sripada, he will be born as Samartha Ramdas in Sajjangarh in the area of Maratha. Narasimha Verma, who got the fruit of donation of a cow to Sripada, after leaving his body, will become a Chhatrapati with the name Shivaji Maharaj and strive to establish a Hindu kingdom. He will go to Srisailam and get blessings. He will become famous as a dear disciple of Samartha Ramdas. Shripada's second elder brother, Ramaraja Sharma, also will get liberated from his lameness and will become a great Pandit. After leaving that body, he will stay in Hiranya Lokam for some time and again will take birth as Sridhara and become an Avduta. The divine power cannot be comprehended and cannot be transgressed. Whatever I say is true in every letter, whether you believe it or not. Truth remains truth. If all the people in the world argue that there is no sun, the sun will not disappear. The divine is very strange. God has the power to create troubles to even rich people or even great kings who enjoy all riches. Similarly, God also has the power to remove the troubles. In the future, Vayasapura Agraham, which will be called Kokanada, Shamalambapura, and Sripitikapuram will amalgate and will develop into a mega city. One day or the other, in one birth or the other, people from all countries in the world, people from all races and all traditions will come to Pitikapuram and have the darshan of Sri Swami. The biography of Sripada, written in Sanskrit and titled as Sripāda Srivallabha Charitamrutam, would receive the blessings of Sripāda Srivallabha according to the will of Sripada, and that volume written as Burja Patra would be kept buried in an invisible form many fathoms deep underground in the birthplace of Sripada. His Paduka would be installed and a temple would be constructed at his birthplace. Stipendia Venkatappa Shrestri, an eminent affluent merchant who could donate a cow to Sripada, was indeed a very worthy person. His life became an illustrious one. there would be no shortage of wealth in their family. He would stay for some time in Hiranyaloka, and after that he would take birth in Maharashtra in a very wealthy Vaishya family and witness the incarnation of Sri Narasimha Saraswati also. My dear Shankar Bhatt, this episode of the donation of the cow is indeed very auspicious. You can now proceed to Kurvapura. May Sripāda Srivallabha protect you always. Victory unto Sripāda Srivallabha. Sripāda Rajam Sharanam Prabhate.